Godspeed Killua. That's the topic.
Yeah, I should have read that because people don't rep Palm enough. Yo, we'll wait for Oh, you ready to argument?
Let me get my notes up. Sorry.
Yo, hurry the fuck up, bitch.
All right, bro.
Alright, I'm gonna need Trouble stripped and muted for this debate, please.
Come on, bro. He's not gonna do anything.
Hey, Trouble, last warning, bro. One peep out of you, bro. So
Yo,
said
Oshi,
no more.
I'm making this
You
right
talk
now.
one more time, you
I'm
going
making
inside
the
the
dish
gas
right now.
time.
Don't worry.
there, man. Zang, we're going after this.
What are you and Zane debating after this?
Right after.
No, I mean like what topic?
Hikari versus Yuta, I think.
And I'm guessing you got Yuta.
No, I got Hikari.
Why did I
Oh,
even
wow.
ask, bro? Why did I even ask?
I don't know why you asked, bro.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, man. You said you wanted to go first.
Yep, I'll go
Let me hear
first.
what you got.
Alrighty. So I'm guessing you're aware that Pitou stated above Netero.
Can you drop that scan? But
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not aware of that.
Oh, okay. So we have Netero.
For my
claiming it
notes,
to
how
be
the
the
fuck do you
case,
spell
and then we
Netero?
have
Netero.
and then we got the affirmation of it being the case via like the editorial note.
Here, let me read these. Okay. So, one for the thing you sent, affirmation. What's the source for that?
As in the chapter?
Oh, the thing you sent. Yeah, okay. That can just be referential to the original statement that Netero makes. The second thing I want to bring up is Netero also trains after this. So Netero
Alright, so
probably just got
let me
stronger
address
after this point. So,
let me
excuse me?
let me I want to address the first thing you said. So what's gonna be the indicators within this, at least the second scan, that implies there's gonna be something referential?
No, I'm just interpreting it as something that could be referential. You're just saying that this is like further affirmation. This happens. I guess
Yeah,
this
then
happens side with.
yeah,
Hold
I'll
on.
get the
Excuse me, please.
probability raiser.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, I'm just interpreting it as something that is side by side with his statement. It follows from his, so it's referencing his. It's saying, "Oh yes, Netero's saying this," and they can obviously think that. I think that's just another interpretation that can be made. You'd have to give some sort of
Yeah, and
probability
pause one
raiser why
second.
this is an
Yeah,
affirmation
yeah,
to
I
for
am.
your side.
I am. So again,
Okay.
there's going to be two distinct levels within statements. One being, things that happen within the diegesis, will just be, Netero's claim. There's something that happens external away from the story, which is this claim here. So they're fundamentally distinct. So you saying that, oh, it's in reference to this? Well, that's probably not even the case. It's directly just not the case at all, because the markers that we would expect within this statement to be referential is not there, such as quotes, right, or verbiage denoting something that's being referential directly into the story. These indicators are not present within the text, so prima facie, we take it as it probably is the case.
I don't agree with it being prima facie. I'm actually saying that it's prima facie the other way. That being that there are actually these indicators.
Where's the
And that
indicators
being, and
within
I
the
already
text?
said this. Hold on, excuse me, please let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
That being in terms of the organization, how the statements are organized, and also it being external or it being something that is not directly stated, doesn't mean that it is something else entirely that has different explain or that would raise credence in us believing your interpretation for this other panel. I'm just saying it's because it's referential, because it's just explaining something that we see. Just it being in some different mode doesn't change what it's actually saying. I'm saying that based on the indicators that we see, it could probably just be the fact that it's just referencing the statement that he's making.
Wait, yo, you just said probably there. So what's the likelihood increase there?
Probably, yeah. I'm okay. Then I can just drop that. Like that's fine. You want me to hedge on my claim? I'll just tell you that it's also possible that this is the case. And I don't think you can raise or make your belief more probable than mine, or our the credence you have for your belief being higher than mine.
I mean, if you're of that belief, that's fine. But I'm only here to convince the judge, and the judge only. I don't believe you like adequately like defeated anything I said
We
like
can
at
move
all.
on.
So I guess we can move on from here. What do you
Okay,
got?
we can move on. Next, Netero trains after this, so I don't see why this is relevant. He
Uh,
could just get stronger.
training. So wait. Okay, like for one, there's a lot of assumptions built within that claim. There's like very implicit things there. Okay, so one, the action of training is just going to be, I guess. Hold up. I gotta go mute real.
You're good.
Are we allowed to talk?
Trouble
I'm
here
the
not.
lie eater. I'm the lie eater.
I'm in love with you.
Yo, Westbound, man.
All right.
Yo,
I'm
Westbound.
telling Nani you're getting
Okay, I'm
stripped
here. So
permanently. I see you dick eating. You're finished.
yeah, so for one, all training implies is that it's the attempt of improvement. So I'm gonna simply ask you these following questions. One being that if it's the case that he did grow, in which criteria did he did grow in, and to what extent? Two being that did he two being that can you give me a narrative demonstration of him getting stronger? Because again, that's the implicit claim that you're making there is that there's some sort of like likelihood increase there for why he'll probably get stronger due to training. And thirdly, um no, you can just answer those two, and then if I need further questioning, I'll dive into
Okay.
it.
I'll just get the scan. Give me a moment, and I'll explain it. And we can go over it.
Yo, Tyler, go on mute, little man.
Stop giggling.
Yo, shut the fuck. Nigger.
That was a wet one.
Nah, real shit, real shit. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I got a crush on Oshi.
All right, I have it. Check scans chat, and I'm gonna respond to the two things you brought up. She said all training implies that it's an attempt of improvement. One, right? We can see just from here, it's not only an attempt of motherfucker. Who's doing that? Okay. Probably you're not gonna get to me, man. Anyway, as I was saying, all training implies that it's an attempt of improvement. That's what you said. I'm saying that yes, this can be an attempt, but we're seeing that he's actually bearing the fruits of this attempt, in which he's refining his aura, he's focusing and honing it to such an extent that he's literally being shown to be stronger just through the visual indicators that we see,
I don't.
as well as as well as the narrative implications drawn from the dialogue made. We're just seeing that this is something that he's actualizing. It's not just an attempt and improvement. It's more of him knocking off the rust, right? Then you asked what he grew in. I'm going to say, presumably, it's just going to be the aura, because prima facie, that's what he's refining, that's what he's honing. If this is something that you were training, what will follow that is that the results of that training is going to be the muscle group or the thing that is being trained. So if I punch a bunch of times, presumably, not presumably, it's just going to follow that my
Yeah,
punches are going to get
the
faster, and
question.
it's hold on, my punches are going to get stronger, and my form of my punches are going to get better. So it would just be like some overall improvement on that aspect. You also made another claim. I need some sort of narrative argument stating this. I don't believe I need a narrative argument. I'm just giving you an argument based on the indications that we see. If by narrative, I guess it
I don't
also
see these
depends on what you mean by
indications.
narrative argument. So I'd like
Yep.
for you to define the narrative
Yeah,
argument that you want me to make for
okay.
this. Hold on, I'm not. You made like 3 different arguments. I'd like
Brother,
to
you're going on a
like
tangent
respond
here,
to all of them.
dude.
I'm not
You're
going
going
on
on
a tangent. You said 3 different things. I'm responding to the 3 different things that you said. If you want to go one by one, then we can go one by one. But you just made 3 arguments. I'm going to respond to the arguments that you made. I'm not
Go
going to
ahead,
do
bro.
this
Go
for
ahead.
the. All
That
right,
that's
thank you.
like that's crazy
Yeah,
spam.
okay.
But go ahead.
Yeah, that's like completely fine. I said an argument, a narrative argument stating as such. I'm just giving you, or well, I mean, it depends on your definition of narrative argument. I'm giving you an argument based on the visual indicators and what we're actually shown that gives us reason to believe that Netero is actually getting stronger within this instance. And then there's also another statement that I'd like to send on top of that is
Oh
where
boy.
he just flat out states the zero hand is prepared. So he's literally like honing and condensing his aura such that he's able to do this new technique. So clearly he's rising to greater heights.
So the technique is just going to be the relevant distinction there for 1 and for 2. In regards to like refining or honing the energy or focusing and honing the energy. Again, how are these characters actually discerning what's actually transpiring within the text? Because again, this is just a random eagle for what we know of. I don't believe that. Hold up, let me read this again. No, it just seemed like they're just going under the. Are they even in the vicinity, bro?
Again, oh, is that a question for me or is that rhetorical?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. What's being stated here is just like they know what he's doing. And then it shows what he's doing. So clearly they would have some sort of knowledge on what he's doing, right? Because
Wait, they may know about the
the
intentionality
visual
behind
indicators
the.
match what the text is saying
They can
with the
probably know.
dialogue.
They could probably know about the intent behind the training itself, but whether or not it's going to be actually bear fruit is what's going to be in question here.
They don't, again, they don't have to. That's just to prove that he is doing this training. What shows that this training is actually bearing fruit is, I guess, well, I mean, just one, the mechanisms of Nen, and also 2, the fact that he's able to make new techniques, which you also said the technique is going to be the relevant distinction there. I'd like for you to explain what that means. What do you mean by the technique is going to be the relevant
Yeah, you said
distinction
it's.
there?
Yeah, within your prior dialogue, you literally just said that the technique is what he has just now obtained, which is why he says, "Let me show zero hand," or something like that.
No, I mean, I guess you could say obtain, but yeah, like it's not the relevant distinction. It's like something that he's able to do as a result of his training,
So he's all.
which
Yeah,
is going to be
that's what I'm
refining
saying.
his
It's something
aura.
additive.
So if we know, hold on, so if we know that him refining his aura is going to bear fruit or is going to lead to some sort of positive outcome, it's also going to follow that the other consequences of training and refining your aura is also going to bear fruit, which is having stronger aura.
No, I disagree with that. For one,
Why
like
not?
you got. Yeah, I'm about to explain why. Again, that then assumes that Netero still has growth left within the tank itself in terms of Nen development, which I don't believe you can prove. One being that, and another being that, in terms of like the zero hand itself, I can agree it's a technique, but all that really tells me is that in terms of creativity, the creativity aspect is just, increasing over time through like, meditation. That's all it really tells me.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
Okay. I already addressed the growth stuff. I like I already did this,
So
so
you
we can
raise
move
prob.
off of
So
that.
are you sure you
Yes,
risen
I
probability for?
responded to that.
Wait,
Like
hold
I
on, hold
already
on, hold
gave
on,
my
hold on, hold on, hold
arguments.
on. No, just a clarifying question. So you believe that you risen probability for Netero still having room to grow in terms of his latent capability?
I didn't say that. I just said I addresses something that makes this complete. No, not addresses some things. I make an argument that makes this completely irrelevant. Judge, you can go look in the rec. So this like question that he's asking isn't like
Very
it's completely
interesting
fine.
there.
So yeah. We can move off of that. Again, it's a technique. Again, the creativity. Like we can see the means in which he's deriving this technique or in which he's able to unlock this technique. It's not going to be through thinking or whatever you're saying.
Wait, not
The
thinking?
evidence, hold on, let me finish, please. The
Are you
evidence
sure?
that we have or the visual indicators that we have, as well as the dialogue, is all going to raise the idea that it's going to be
That's
in
circular. You
reference
wanna
to
move on?
aura, not him just thinking of something new. And like clearly that process is, well, I guess that technique or him being able to do that thing is derived from this training process, and we know what he's doing in this training process.
Yeah, that just went circular and literally assumed the things. That's what's in question here.
We
So
can
I'll
move
repeat
on.
the question again, and then just for the judge, in case the judge didn't track the questions I asked. One being that is it the case that Netero still has latent capabilities to unlock more in terms of his aura capabilities for one, and for two, the dialogue where it's talking about him honing or he's honing or refining his nin. Again, that could be that could be like them presupposing what the training actually is. However, like he has yet to build any sort of like probability increase for why this is the case for one and for two. In regards to like the technique itself, again, I'm not correlating technique back over towards him unlocking newer forms of nin or higher powers in terms of nin, but rather the creativity that he obtains or heightens through meditation, because he's literally meditating on top of the rocks. So, and there's also
We can
one
move
thing I
on.
forgot to address as well, which is that I did forget to address this as well. You're saying that um, I'm pretty sure you said he's utilizing his nin on the mountains there. I don't necessarily disagree with that like at all. I believe he's honing his nin there to protect himself for potential wild animals through like deep meditation to like defend his body.
Okay, that's gonna be something else. So, for that, it's just not going to be theoretically virtuous, because mine actually is more unified. My interpretation
What do you mean by that?
accounts for these scans. Hold on, my interpretation accounts for these scans together. They match or they correlate to one another much better, or explain my conclusion much better than your disjointed interpretations that you're making here. Oh, this could just be like some one-off thing, right? You're making two
Why?
different
Wait, why are you saying
interpretations
one
here. Hold
off?
on,
Wait,
can you let me
what's the
explain?
argument for it being
Can you let
one
me
off?
explain? Can you let me explain? Again, yeah. So, wait, hold on. I'm gonna finish what I'm saying, and then please repeat your question after, because you cut me off while I was
And I
talking,
would
and
like
then
to, and I
your
would like a
question.
demonstration on like you saying that my interpretation disjoint to me while yours is like congruent. I want a demonstration of that.
Yeah, a concurrent. Yeah. So basically, in one where he's actually like the visual indicators would show that he's
Okay, that's circular. You want to
refining
move
his
on?
aura. Like, hold on,
Do
he's
you want to
like
move on?
condensing his aura, and then the eagle is running away from him because he is honing and refining his aura, and then that is compatible. That not only
Prove
compatible,
that.
it is
Wait, prove that.
correlated.
Prove that.
Okay, that
Prove that just not behind the eagle running away would be his aura. Where are you getting this from?
My God, I'm trying to explain something to you. So yes, I'm going to have that piece of evidence to make some sort of interpretation. You can interpret that elsewise, like as something else that's completely fine. But I'm saying that in combination with the dialogue that also explains
The
the
dialogue
theory
you're
that
going
I've laid
circular
out.
on?
With you, hold on, please let me finish. That follows, and not only follows, that correlates with the theory that I just laid out. Then we would have two pieces of evidence that work together to raise probability for my thesis. Meanwhile, yours is just that these two things are just not correlated. Like you have one interpretation for one, you have another interpretation for another. I'm making a more compatible, not a compatible story, a coherent story that works together, that makes more sense when we're analyzing.
Well,
I
how would you
guess
ever demonstrate that it
hold on,
makes
when
more
we're
sense in my
analyzing the
in
sequence,
my
especially on top of the fact that
could you
obviously he would
demonstrate
want to
that?
train, and get stronger before he has to fight the ants and the kings or whatever. So there's multiple things there.
Yeah, you just essentially went circular. We could just move on then. You got anything else?
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can move on.
Okay. What do you have?
What do I have? What do you mean, what do I have?
No, I'm saying like, is there anything else you want to add? Like any other
Oh,
argument or anything like that?
again, yeah. So we can just go over. Netero is just like literally analyzing Pitou based on the aura. Uh, I think it's completely. It makes complete sense for Netero to just have a different fighting
I
style, or
don't
have
know.
different win cons that aren't related to just pure aura output, which is what he's analyzing here, presumably. So even if I were to grant all of this, I think Netero's win con would just be something else, like
So how do you
outlasting him, or
believe
just
he's
like
gauging
eventually
or
doing enough damage, just like by continuously blitzing him.
you want to wait for one? Do you hella claims you made there? One, I want you to justify him being able to blitz Pitou for one. For two, I want you to justify him being capable of damaging Pitou. I also want justification for why you're interpreting the scan insofar as it's going to be a reference to aura output. I want justification for that as well. I have different interpretations, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be prima facie justified in saying that he's analyzing his aura because he's just looking at Pitou. I don't think there's another coherent explanation. Not coherent explanation. I don't think there's another plausible explanation that explains the data, or explains the visual indicators, or the things that we see Netero doing, as well as just like him looking at Pitou and analyzing his aura, because that's what Nen users do typically in the story. They check each other out. They look at each other's Nen, and they determine how strong that person is. I
Do
don't
you believe
think. Yeah, I
AOE?
think that would be a much more accurate gauge on how strong somebody is, rather than just like looking at them and looking at their body and saying, "Oh, those guys are stronger than me." And if that were the case, I don't see why that. Like, then I'd have to question the reliability. How would you even be able to get enough of a gauge to say that somebody's stronger than you just by looking at their body? You said blitzing Pitou. I'll get you the scan for that.
Yeah, I want to address what you just said after. Now you get the scan after, then I'll just address what you said after.
Mhm. Okay.
Westbound sending his supposed evidence.
Cocomelon.
All right. So here we go. I'm just gonna send this for now. Oh, that other scan didn't save. I have to go grab again. Sorry. All right. There we go.
It's okay, future. I'll ease the silence.
All
I'll
right.
ease
This
the
is
silence.
scan. Hold on. We can just get into the blitzing thing after. I don't want to, just for the judge, I don't want the capable of damaging pizza thing to go like unaddressed. I'm going to respond to that after. I just want to go over the blitzing pizza stuff more first. All right. So what do you think? This is basically, do you want me to explain the scan or?
I mean, I don't know how you're gonna argue this scan. Give the argument.
Okay. So basically, Pito's only able to capture Netero's movements with his eyes. Then he just an attack so swift it was unavoidable. So like Pito couldn't even move. It was just he saw it with his eyes, then just got fucking blasted away.
Why is that a blitz again? For one, the unavoidable aspect, like, where do you take that to be? Like, he's so quick that it was unavoidable, and is like a accurate representation of Netero's strength in relation to Pitou in that regard.
Netero's speed in relation to Pito, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't believe this is like accurate representation of their strength and their capabilities at all. For one, Pitou is literally in the air; she lacks mobility there. So I'm pretty sure you'll grant that. And if it's the case she lacks mobility, well, since it is the case she lacks mobility because she's
I
a
don't
literal
grant that.
land mammal, she doesn't have inner mobility. Her capabilities to be able to dodge out the way of the attack, is already kind of expected. She's going to get hit regardless. So obviously going to be unavoidable in that manner. In regards to the fluid point, I can grant that she's not able to, I guess, somewhat follow of the attack. I have no reason to believe it moves at the same speed as which Netero moves his arms, physically speaking. So I'm gonna need an argument for that.
You cut out for
Sorry,
like
Oshi, I didn't
a
hear that
minute.
last part.
I didn't hear it. He cut out for a while there.
When did I cut out?
I've like
I don't
around
know if
when
you
you
cut out,
were
but I'm just telling you, me
like
as
you
the
were
judge, I
saying.
didn't hear anything.
I don't know, just like he couldn't, Pito couldn't track, bro. Just finish everything you just said. Like restate everything you just said.
Yeah, so you already granted the lack of air mobility due to her being a land mammal, and then Netero has like inner mobility.
I
Is
didn't
like
grant that.
floating. You literally granted that. We go back in recording.
I didn't. I said I don't.
You say you don't. So you don't grant that she has air mobility.
I don't grant that. Wait, I don't grant that she doesn't have air mobility. Like I don't like that she doesn't have that. Like I'm not granting that. Why would I like?
Why would you
just
grant that a landman that has no wait? Why would you grant that a landman that has
That's
no
because she's
attributes that allow her
one.
to
Okay, I'm
fly
gonna
is going?
explain
Wait,
multiple things
hold
to
on.
you.
No, let me finish. Stop.
I know what you're saying. A
Interrupt.
land mammal. Yes, she's jumping in the air before.
Stop interrupting. Stop. I
All
don't
right, go ahead, bro.
wait. Her jumping in the air like matters. Why?
She's able to move in the air. She has air mobility. And also,
Okay,
let me
show that.
explain something to you about burdens. This isn't
Can you
relevant.
show
I
that?
can even say that she's immobile. This isn't.
Can you show?
Okay.
No. Give me a demonstration of her literally having in air mobility.
Yeah, she
Like,
jumps in the air. But
yeah,
while
jumps
I'm getting
from the
that,
ground into the air. Sure. Okay, this guy's not tracking what I'm asking.
mid-air, bro, mid-air.
So she jumps mid-air. Like, what do you mean by that?
Yes, bro. When she gets knocked away, she makes her legs big and then she jumps mid-air back.
Show that.
I'm trying to look for that. Give me a moment. It's like chapter 264. Let me look for it. I don't even think that's like the most relevant part.
Very relevant because you want to try to rat out and try to not grant that like a land mammal doesn't have mobility
Yeah,
through
she has
like
strong.
biological mechanics. But okay.
Yeah, she has strong leg muscles. I don't like. She's literally been shown. Like I'm 99% sure she's literally just been shown to do
Here's what we're
this.
gonna do, Westbound. I'll help you out. Here's the panel.
No, I'm getting the
No,
scan.
I
Just
got
give
you.
me a moment.
No, I got you. I'm
No.
on it already. Look.
Okay, so you see the scan where she's jumping in the middle of the air?
She's not jumping in the middle of it. She jumps off the ground and propels herself.
Hold on. Okay, then let me get this.
And she's bracing herself, by the way. Mind you, she's actively falling.
I'm looking for this. Give me a moment.
And we see the action of her landing on top of the
Yeah,
roof. And
so
she's
hold
shrapnel
on.
off the roof.
Hold on.
I don't believe you can come up with a response here. You want to move on after this?
Let me send the scan.
I already sent the scan.
Where did you send it? Oh, I'm on my
Scan.
laptop. It's not loaded. Sorry. Let me see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the color. You're actually ratting out like crazy.
Why? Wait. Why am I justify me ratting? And why does color matter here? What's the argument?
Wait, down. Is that what happens? Let me go look at this. She's all the way in the air before, and then she's falling.
She's descending.
She does that.
Westbound, I'm gonna ask you a very simple question.
Hold on. Yeah, no, just
No, I want
literally
to ask you a
look.
simple question. Wait, hold on. I want to ask you a simple question.
Let me hold on. Let me
Do
send you something.
hold on, Westbound. Hold on, Westbound. I want to ask
Like
you a
in
simple
the
question.
non-colored scan,
Oh,
it doesn't
brother.
appear that she's like coming from the ground or
Why
whatever.
does
It's
why does the
literally
color?
saying that she's. Hold on. It's literally
Oh
saying
my
that she's
gosh.
flying. Let me show you something. And even way before, she's just like mid-air. She's way above the ground. So hold on. I'm trying to make an induction for you, man.
Oh my gosh. For one, you never delivered the argument as to why the color would actually be some sort of like relevancy here for one and for two. Again, I'm gonna ask you this simple question, and I want like at least if you're capable of giving me a direct answer. So if she always had this technique to be able to like, essentially you're saying she can air jump, right? So I want to ask you a very simple question here. The question is going to be when she's actively getting blown back, why does she utilize the leg muscles to bounce off the air? Why does she wait until she's fully descended near the ground to finally jump off the air after a full stop? That doesn't make any sense.
She stops herself with Dr. Blythe, actually. It's because like she's getting knocked away. So in order for her to change momentum, she has to deliver an equal or opposite, at least, momentum in the opposite direction in order for her to like stop or move in the other direction. So like that's fine if she just couldn't do it at that point. She's just getting knocked away. And the thing you said about the color, again, I'm just saying like it misrepresents it. When we look at it, hold on, can you let me explain something? I'm not gonna lie, bro. You gotta relax.
Bro, you're making these like absurd claims.
I'm not.
Here.
No, you've been ratting this whole time. Like
I'm ratting.
trying to
Wow,
tell you something.
amazing.
You're being a dick.
That's amazing, Westbound.
All right, I don't care.
Just deliver the argument.
I don't care, bro. All right, so listen. First of all, I've been trying to say this for 20 minutes. I don't need this point at all, right? If you
Why are you
interpret
arguing
this
about it?
differently, this is just some equal interpretation shit. I don't care, bro. In the black and white, it shows something else. I don't care. Listen, the main
That's what's the
point of what I'm
question
trying
here.
to say, it's two things, two main things. One, and you're trying to get hung up on this because you know this is like the weakest part of my argument, and you know that I don't actually care about this, and it isn't very
If you
relevant.
don't
I'm just
actually
saying
care,
I
why
don't
did you just
grant that.
concede the point
You're
then?
saying, oh, do you grant that? Whatever, and then you flipped the burden on me, and then made me say,
Wait, I did a
oh,
birdie
whatever.
flip?
I'm just gonna
Really?
justify this.
Oh
So
wow.
listen to me. Shut your fucking mouth, Oshi, for 2 seconds. Let me speak.
I mean, you're making all these claims, man. I ain't seeing no
I'm
proof
trying
here.
to speak, and you're not
I'm not
letting me
seeing any
speak.
evidence here.
I'm trying to speak. You're not letting me speak. Evidence for what? But let me tell you something.
Oh, right. That's the question here, right? Where's the evidence?
Evidence for what?
Yeah, exactly. You're not tracking. You want to move on?
Okay. We can move on from that flying in the air point. I'm going to make an argument for the actual scan that's happening. I don't care if she can or can't. One, she's moving in the air at this point. You realize she's launching herself at Netero, and it's stating that her body is pretty much frozen. So by the time, and let me tell you something about burdens. In physics, or not even physics, just generally speaking,
Bro, I'm
there's this
not
thing
here for the
called burden.
monologue.
Hold
Just
on,
get
let
on
me
with the
finish. I'm not
point.
done yet. I'm
I'm
not
not
done
here
yet.
for the like
Can
30-minute
I get
monologue here,
moderation,
bro.
please? Can I get moderation, please?
I don't agree. I don't agree
Can
to
I get
moderation.
moderation, please?
I don't agree to moderation.
Okay, then I'm just gonna talk, or like you're being a dick for no reason.
I'm
'Cause
not
I'm
being a
making an
dick. You're
argument.
just going on
Let me
this like
tell you
weird
something about
monologue.
burdens, Oshi. Let me tell you something about burdens, Oshi. Let me
Oh
tell you
my
something about
gosh.
burdens.
Not engaging in the substance at all.
Listen, it is saying I'm giving you substance. You're
No, you're
trying to
not. You're
get
trying
hung
to
up
give
on
me a.
some
You're trying to give
tangential
me a.
point.
You're trying to give me an
Let me give an
education
argument.
101 on
Let me
how
give my
burden,
argument.
on
Hold
how
on. Let me give an
burdens work
argument and then
within
give
a
you a response.
debate.
I'm dismissing everything that he's saying while it's my turn to speak.
You're
So
giving me
listen.
an education
So
101
listen,
session on how burdens work within a debate, bro.
no,
Like this
something
has
about
nothing to do with
burdens.
the confines
It's
of the debate
stating
at
that
all.
Pitou his body is frozen. The internal sensation of time is frozen. His body isn't moving while he's being launched at Netero, and Netero is able to not only make an entire praying motion before Netero and Pitou can move, it's also able to spawn a giant statue and swing that giant statue such that it's able to cover a much larger distance than Pitou is able to move within this quote unquote frozen sensation of time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it will just analytically demonstrate that Netero is much faster than Pitou here. And on top of that, let me explain something to you.
You do realize I like literally
Pitou,
beg the question,
hold
right?
on. That begs the question, how? Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go
What's in
ahead.
question is
Explain it
the
to me,
statue
Oshi.
actually correlating to Netero's physical travel speed or physical movement speed, which you have yet to justify.
Physical movement speed. You didn't track it. We can move on. His physical combat speed. That's fine. Okay, we can move on. You didn't track what I just said. We can move on from that.
Yeah.
Absolute donut. We can
Okay.
move on.
I
Anyway, next point that I want to make
guess
here.
I'm a
Hold on.
donut, man.
I'm sorry, man. Like, oh shit, I fuck
I
with you,
guess
bro. But
I
you just
guess I'm a don't. Wait, are you
sometimes
gonna
you
let me
gotta learn,
finish?
bro. You gotta learn.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, as
Are
I
you
was
gonna? Wait,
saying,
I wasn't finished.
hold on.
I wasn't
As
finished.
I
What do you
was
mean?
saying,
Hold on. I
you
wasn't
weren't
finished.
finished with what you
I
said.
wasn't
Something.
finished.
We can move on from
Finished.
what you just
I
said.
wasn't. I wasn't finished.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. So again, dude, in regards to like the just like the frozen thing, again, I believe that the frozen thing is used in a hyperbolic manner to say that all these actions happen within a small period of time in comparison to the other characters moving within the vicinity, such as the palace, for example. That's my interpretation of it. Secondly, in terms of like the her getting hit with the attack or whatever the case may be, yada yada yada, that's already been addressed like prior hand. And
Prior
then
hand.
I don't believe you ever
Prior hand.
justified, and I don't believe, and I'll wait, hold on, pause. And I don't believe you ever justified, uh, what's it called? The AP point, but I'm pretty sure you dropped that. Am
I
I tripping?
didn't drop that.
No,
I said,
it was
hold
a
on. I
question,
didn't
bro. I didn't
drop
say you
that.
did
I
drop it.
said,
I said,
Isaac, hold on. Wait. Isaac, did you hear me say I'm not just for the rec? And I said this.
Yeah, I heard you
I,
And
say
by
it.
the way,
I
these
said
are
I
both
wasn't
I heard
sure.
diversion methods. Hold on, Oshi,
I
almost
didn't say you
done with
dropped it.
diversion methods.
I
I
asked you a
almost
question.
didn't
Did you
respond to
drop
what
it?
you just said just now. But Isaac, did I not say that I'm gonna get into the capable of damaging Pito thing later?
Brother, I just asked you a clarifying question. I said, did you drop
I
it, or
did
did you say
not.
you're gonna get into it later?
I did
You're
not.
not tracking what I said, bro. I'm asking, dude. It was a simple question. A simple question I asked you was, did you say that you was gonna drop the point, or you was gonna get into it later? All you had to ask. That's
I
literally all
did
you had
not
to
say I
answer
was
with was
gonna
that.
drop it. You didn't
Oh my gosh, this
ask it
guy's
as a
not
question. You
tracking.
said I'm pretty
This
sure you
guy's not
dropped it.
tracking. This guy's not
I'm
tracking.
pretty sure you dropped it. You
Come on,
made
bro.
claims
Come
of
on,
that.
bro. We can move on. We can move on. We can move on.
No, we're not
Like,
moving on because you're trying to slip something by me. W rat tactics. Oh shit.
rat. What?
But anyway,
What?
as I'm trying to say, you're trying to get the hyperbolic thing past me. I don't know why like you're resorting to these kinds of tactics.
What
But
tactic?
let me give a response, please, because you're being belligerent. Um, Now, as I was saying, it can be hyperbolic indexed to the fact that time isn't actually stopped, but when it's describing the situation that is happening, and by the way, first of all, this doesn't
I just
address
missed
the
everything you
burdens
said.
thing. First of all, this doesn't address the burdens thing, and it doesn't. It also doesn't account for the other pieces of narration,
Just missing
which are
everything you
just
said, brother.
explaining biological mechanics. Are those also hyperbolic? In this case, if every
You
single
just
thing
missing
in
everything you
here
said
is
from this
supposed to
point
be
forward,
like,
bro.
hold on, some hyperbolic thing that doesn't actually map onto reality, I'm just going to sit here and say I'm prima facie justified in taking this at its face value. You need
Just
to
missing
give some
everything you
sort of
said from this point forward,
justification.
bro.
Hold on, you need to give some sort of justification for why we would, or why it would
Just missing
be
everything you said from this
more
point forward,
likely
brother.
for it to just be like hyperbolic, or it's also equally likely, or you can't prove that yours is more likely than mine because it could just be hyperbolic. That's not an argument, Oshi. So not only does it map onto what we see in the panels,
Just missing everything you said prior to
not
this point.
only hold on, not only does it
Brother.
map onto what we see in the panels, and not only hold on, let me finish. I'm not done yet. Does it map
You are
onto what we
done.
see in the panels? It is also more prima or we are more prima facie, or we are more prima,
I don't know
prima
who's
facie
we.
justified in taking the statement in its root words, or what it's actually saying. Just looking at it, looking at the statement. What is the statement saying? What the statement is saying that Oshi, you're a stupid retard. You're losing to Westbound, and Pitou, like, this isn't some hyperbolic statement where Pitou is obviously able to like move faster than Netero or move relative to Netero. Like, what? Even if I were to grant that it's hyperbolic, that doesn't even matter. It's just this hyperbolic statement is to show such a vast disparity. So it could even be word salad, but that doesn't even refute my argument. So let me tell you something, Oshi, and let me tell you something
Oh
very, 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 very,
gosh.
very, very calmly,
Oh
very, very,
gosh.
very, very succinctly. Listen to me. Listen to
I'm
me.
listening to a whole lot of nothing.
You
That's what I'm
are
listening.
losing this debate,
I know, I
and you
understand. I
cannot
understand
give
you believe that.
justification.
I
Listen to me.
understand you believe
You
that, brother.
cannot give justification. You cannot give
I
justification
understand. That's your third
for.
time
Hold
saying
on.
it.
You cannot
Stop,
give
stop
justification for the
stumbling and
contrary because
mumbling
that
over
is now the
yourself.
burden that is being placed on you.
Stop
Go.
stumbling and mumbling over yourself. By the way, I
I
already.
already stumbling and mumbling.
By the way, you want to move on? Like, and by the
We
way,
can
I
move on.
denounce,
We can move
and by
on.
the way, I
We
also
can get back
denounce.
to
By the
into
way,
the
I
debate.
denounce. By the way, hold on, stop. By the way, I denounced the thing that you tried to slip under your breath, which was that you were going to dismiss what I said prior. But, um, but yeah, we can move on though.
Okay, I dismissed that dismissal. I don't care. Like, I was just speaking.
So it was just chat. So you saying you're just
Yes,
chatting
I
out of
was
your ass?
speaking. You started speaking while I was speaking. That's not how debates work. Like,
Repeat that
what?
again.
You were speaking while I was speaking, and that is not how debates work. If you seriously want to win by talking while I was talking and
So
me
what's
or
what's the
trying to
argument for
dismiss
the
something that
what's the
I said I
argument for the
dismissed because you
dismissal?
were
Well, no, but I
talking
want
while I
the
was
argument.
talking.
I want you to deliver
Again,
the
I don't
argument
really
for the
care.
power of
Even
dismissal.
even if I agree to every
You
single thing
deliver
you
the
said,
argument for the power of
you did
dismissal
not
here.
respond to anything. We can move on from this,
Yes, we
Oshi.
can move on, I guess.
Sure. Say whatever you want. Say
We
whatever
can
you want.
move on.
I don't care. I don't care. We can move on. We can conclude the debate here. Also, we can conclude the debate here. I don't care.
Yeah. In conclusion, I showed Westbound levels in this debate. He has was just horrendously just question begging the entire time here, haven't justified his position at all, was not tracking the argument I was given, didn't even point out the distinction between me saying diegesis and non-diegesis, didn't even point out didn't even understand the distinction between that at all. The guy's like a fucking retard when it comes to narratology. Secondly speaking, he tried to slip under his breath. The dismissal point again. As for the argument, had yet to deliver the argument. Again, a lack of tracking on tracking bounds failure. What else? What else? Insofar as the colored in relation to the black and white panel, has yet to give an argument as to why the distinction would really matter here.
I
Has
dropped
yet to
that,
address.
idiot.
Has yet. Shut up. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the judge. Insofar as the probability rates I gave for her, why she's bouncing off the ground, I literally made the claim that she's bouncing off the ground. And how we know she's bouncing off the ground? Because for one, the shrapnel being what the pizza, the debris from the building with the smoke. So again, this guy's like a retard. He does not track arguments. He's horrible. Go ahead.
Ironic. All right, Isaac. So I think we heard me
Yeah,
give
I
multiple
mean,
arguments, and then he just said we can move on after I give an argument that just completely debunked what he's saying. And the
all
only thing
right, I
he's
won't be
hanging
able to
on
talk
to
about
really.
judgment for now because I got to fold my clothes. But from what I heard, I think that Westbound won pretty clearly.
What the fuck?
All right, good game.
Man, this retarded ass.
This
I
retarded
was
ass
explain
judge.
why
What?
after.
Oshi,
Bro, this guy didn't track half of what I said, and he just said we can move on after I
Yo,
gave an
Oshi,
argument.
you're a
What?
low
I'm
tier, bro.
crying, yo. I'm
Listen,
crying.
Yo, Oshi, you're a
I
low
have
tier.
I have important
How do you
information
lose
to
to
add to the
Westbound?
debate.
Well, everybody chill real quick. I have an announcement, guys. So
What?
you seen the sequence in chat as it went. Everybody saw the last final message for the debate. Everybody, thank you. All right, now you can
Yeah,
Infinity,
stupid Jeff.
hey, I'm not.
Anyways.
Infinity, the real winner of this
go.
debate.
Y'all are weird. Whoever did
Wait,
take the debate. Oh, I can see who
Yo,
it is. Though.
it's
Everybody
not,
stop again.
bro. It's
Everybody stop
not me
again.
or Oshi that won. Hey, all
Everybody
right,
stop
let's.
again.
wait. Hold on. Wait, is Isaac here?
Isaac is here.
I
He
told
said
you
he'll
we can
talk
talk
to you
about it
about it
after I
after
fold
he
my
finishes
clothes. What up?
No,
closing
Isaac,
clothes.
it's just a question here. Just a question here. It's just a question here. So did you hear the thing that was uncontended, which was me saying I'm dismissing everything you said prior and everything from this point forward?
Oh no, I didn't hear that part. But
Okay, then there you go. So we can move
Okay,
on.
Isaac, did you hear what I
yeah,
said?
I'll
I
check back
dismissed
and
the
react. But from what I
dismissal.
heard, there's several reasons why I think that you lost. We can talk about it after I fold my clothes, though. What up?
Isaac, did you also hear me say I
Man,
dismissed
these mumbo.
Yo, Oshi, I can't believe you lost, brother.
Wait, and did Westbound deliver the argument for why he has the ability to dismiss? Not looking good for you.
Okay,
Dude,
did
I didn't hear
Oshi
that
ask
point. I can
for
go
the
back.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
after
That's the
I
issue. You're
gave
not tracking,
my
Isaac. That's
claim?
the issue.
After I
Respect.
gave my
Wait,
claim. And
restart. I
Also,
told you I
also,
hold
was
on.
holding clothes. What?
Wait,
Also,
Isaac,
also,
that's an
if you
Oshi,
inability to
Oshi,
wait,
track.
let me tell
Isaac,
you
no,
something.
that's
Wait,
Isaac.
hold on, wait. Can I just say
No,
something?
no. I'm
Wait,
talking to
can I tell
Isaac.
you guys about the
No.
optic death? Can I tell
Nobody
you guys
cares
about the
Westbound. Nobody
hold on,
cares. Nobody
Can
cares.
I
What?
tell
No,
you
I'm
guys
not
about
holding
the
going.
optic death of
I'm not
Oshi
holding
here?
going.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna do optic suicide by server muting you, Isaac. The reason why I'm saying you're not tracking is because of you folding clothes. I'm not saying it's due to your, your
Okay.
comprehension capabilities in general. I'm
Oh,
talking about
okay.
the
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch that part. Just save the rec. Then we're good.
okay, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I meant by you not tracking. It wasn't to be a